Welcome to the next video on biases of the mind. Today I'm going to tell you about social comparisons. And also this video covers some useful vocabulary on income, making money. So as always, let's learn the words first, make a pause, learn these words. There are going to be 3 slides this time. So here is the second slide, the third one, and we are off. So in the previous video I told you about wrong judgments regarding reference points, and in this video I'll give you one of the major examples of misconceptions that these judgments create. The kind of reference point that messes us up most of all is not our own reference point, where we are right now or where we were before, but is the reference point of where other people are at. It's our social comparisons. We care a lot about where we stand relative to other people, even more than our own absolute level. This is what psychologists refer to as social comparison. What is social comparison? As you might guess, this is the act of evaluating yourself, be it whatever it is, if it's salary, possessions, abilities, beauty, whatever, relative to other people. And so, is this really the case? Are we constantly comparing against other people? Well, it turns out that comparisons against other people are one of the #1 things that affect whether or not we not only like our salary, but also like our job. This is what researchers Clark and Oswald look at. They did a big survey of 5,000 British workers at various jobs, and what they found was that a person's job satisfaction, how much they like their job, actually went down as other people's income went up. And so the idea is, if you are in a place where your co-workers have a higher salary than you are just necessarily less happy with your job. Even though that doesn't affect how much earnings you take home, what kind of house you can buy, what kind of car you can buy, none of that is affected, but it still makes you unhappy. And this gets even weirder when we think about what counts as a reasonable social comparison. Maybe it makes sense that if you are unemployed, you treat others who are employed or people in your area of residence as being a reasonable social comparison. But are we only doing that? Or are we taking in their reference points that are kind of crazy? What's my reference points for what my earnings should be as an English tutor? I could look to some of my colleagues that might be okay for me to compare myself to. But it would be bad if I was comparing my income against Richard Branson's, because that's just crazy. I'm not going to be Richard Branson, I'm not going to make his money, at least in the nearest future. So we would assume that our minds, if they're going to use reference points, use reasonable ones. But it turns out that our minds don't do that. They seem to soak in anything around us as a reference point. And given that we hear how much Richard Branson makes and what lifestyle he leads, this could be messing us up. See you next time.